So today we're going to rebuild the Kansas City Royals and try to get them back to that 2015 year and get them a World Series. Bobby Witt Jr., Michael Garcia, Vinny Pasquantino, Nick Prado, MJ Melendez. I think the big thing with him is he's got to sort out that bat. You know, he's not really a catcher. They're trying to get him to be more of an outfielder. They're kind of 50-50ing him with that position, actually. But I feel like if you can figure out what position, just get him in one position and let him focus on hitting. I think you've got a solid player there. I know he's really struggled with the bat, but I think there is a player there. You just got to figure out what position you want him to play. I think they've got some decent young pitching. They just got to get a little bit more consistent and also stay healthy. You have Singer. You have Chris Bubich. Either way, I know recently he just went down with an elbow injury, needs Tommy John. One of their top pitching prospect is Ben Cadrina. We're gonna call him Ben, but Ben, I know they've got him there. Gavin Cross in the outfield. So again, there is some good young talent there. And I'm gonna bring out an analogy that might get you guys a little hungry, but we're kind of looking at this young core as the Thanksgiving dinner. We've got that turkey built up, Bobby Witt, Melendez, we've got Singer, we've got Michael Garcia, we've got that turkey. We need to find the rest of the side dishes and the fixings, the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, the Brussels sprouts, whatever else, the sweet potato casserole dish with the marshmallows that a lot of people like, but I don't. Either way, we've got the core, we've got the turkey, we just got to get the rest of the side dishes. So let's build this team. All right, so I know a lot of you are probably thinking now I'm crazy talking about a Thanksgiving dinner, comparing it to a baseball team, but you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense. So now let's figure out what we want to do with this squad. So currently this is the team. I don't think Melendez is going to be up here in the lineup this high up, maybe like something like this. I know Michael Garcia is currently up with the Major League squad, but I'm just going to get him everyday time in AAA just for now. See if we can get those hitting stats a little bit higher. And then there's a couple others that I'm going to keep my eye on. Nick Prado also needs to be in the lineup somewhere. We'll sort this out in a sec. But we have a couple prospects still sitting in AAA, and this is what I'm thinking our team's going to look like this year. Again, I don't make trades in the first year. I just want to see what the team can do. I also don't want, I think I'm actually going to go something like, maybe something like this. Yeah, maybe something like this. I know Framill's not our best hitter, but I'm trying to figure out a way to just not, I guess Bobby could go in the 2. Maybe we go, maybe something like that, maybe, or something like this. This might be the team I rock with, maybe, but you kind of see the lineup. Let's get to the draft. So here we go. This is our draft. We've got Omar Batista, 86 potential, 67 overall. Doesn't look too bad. We've got 72 potential for Mark Meyer. 72 potential sucks because he's not going to get much better, but he actually looks decent. That's kind of why I drafted him, because I had him fully scouted and he looked good. I was kind of hoping he would have had like 76 potential, so we could have used him for a couple years, but sadly it's not going to happen. We've got Kenny McHenry with 82 potential, 80 potential for Aaron Riley, which we actually got some pretty high rated pitchers, 68, 66, 67, which is nice to see. 74 potential for David Cruz, who honestly could be like an okay little bench bat for us. Also got the speed, could be decent. 61, 97 potential for Rosas, and then 75 potential for Elliott. So overall, I'm pretty happy with our draft. All right, we finished 70 and 92, kind of where I expected us to be standings wise, last in the division, but not too far behind the White Sox, because the White Sox, we've already rebuilt them on the channel, so go check them out if you'd like to. We actually turned that team around, and they were kind of nice. But next up, league leaders, Bobby Witt had the most triples, and if we take a look at awards really quickly, we've got Yordan as MVP along with Francisco Lindor. Walker Buehler and Ohtani are your Cy Young winners. We got the batting title of Yordan and Bryce Harper, and reliever Camilo Duvall, Yohan Duran, and rookie of the year Zach Neto. Okay, and Kodai Senga. Interesting. All right, let's go take a look at our team. All right, taking a look at our pitching, Brad Keller was pretty bad. Probably not going to bring him back. I'm going to be honest. He don't look good. Just not liking it. What else we got here? Dylan Coleman. Okay. A lot of hits, a lot of walks, but we'll work on that. We'll work in that. I can't speak apparently. I sound like Sylvester Stallone. I think I just had a stroke. Good Lord. Josh Stallman. Yeah, not ideal. Same thing with Amir Garrett. Not ideal. Taylor Clark got called up, so that means somebody got sent down. Josh Taylor, how were you? Pretty decent, but with the D potential, it's kind of hard to really know what you're going to get next year. So we'll see. We will see. Aroldis Chapman, 34 innings, not terrible, right? Like, obviously it's not great, but at 35, he's dropped what, like 4, 5, 6 ratings. I don't know if I'll bring him back. And then Scott Barlow as our closer, pretty solid. I'll take that. Next up, Brady Singer definitely did struggle. It's probably that hits per 9 is probably the biggest issue. 222 hits in 185 innings. That's gonna hurt you. Zach Greinke was fantastic for how low rated he became. Holy cow! Good for you, Zach Greinke. We'll let you ride off into the sunset as a Royal now. Ryan Yarbrough, not too bad either. I just don't think he's gonna improve too much more. So hold on, he has like really identical stats to Greinke. So is that the move? You just have to have a Greinke build to be really good in MLB The Show. So yeah, I don't think I'll bring him back. We'll see. I think I might have arbitration for him or something, but we'll see. Jordan Lyles wasn't bad, but I'm probably going to end up trading him. We do have him for another season. And then Chris struggled a little bit, but we'll let him build into the team. We'll figure something out with him. All right, next up, lineup wise, 2 players were sent down. Matt Duffy had 43 at-bats and was absolutely insane, so love to see that. And then Fran Mill wasn't as good. He did hit 30 home runs, though. So, like, off the bench, I think this is a guy that we should maybe give another season to, like one more year. Because I think off the bench, I think we could get something okay from him. I'm not looking for him to hit 300 with, a 400 on base percentage or anything. But if he can give us, like 10, 15 home runs off the bench, I'm okay with that. Dozier is pretty bad. It's another player I need to get off the books. $6 million could go somewhere else. Nick Eaton, not great. Same thing with Kyle Isbell, not great. Nicky Lopez, again, not great. Nick Prado came up for a few at-bats. I kept him in AAA to get those hitting numbers up because, as you can see, he's really only a righty killer right now. So we'll see what he can do. He only had 15 at-bats. It's kind of tough to judge him. And then if we take a look at our team as a whole, Edward Olivares, like 30 doubles, 20 home runs. Like, hey, those aren't bad numbers. Getting caught stealing 14 times and only getting 6 stolen bases, though, that's tough. So yeah, we got to figure out that. Stop stealing bases, or stop trying to steal bases, because you're not stealing bases. Next up, we got Bobby Witt Jr., who 285, not bad, not bad. 10 triples, 47 doubles, 16 home runs. Yeah, give me more of that. Give me a lot more of that. How did Salvi do? Normally, he's not good. Yeah, I mean, 34 home runs is kind of tough to look past, but the rest of the numbers aren't ideal, right? Vinny Pasquantino was pretty solid. Love to see that from Italian Breakfast or whatever his nickname is. Michael Garcia, I need those hitting numbers to go up just a little bit more because, like, obviously 13 at-bats is pretty tough to judge him, but I just think those 52, 56 contact numbers not going to really provide too much of a impact in the lineup right now, and I want to get him into the team. I think he could play second base for us. So MJ Melendez, I definitely need him to improve. It's gonna have to be those righty numbers. I can't just have him be a lefty platoon guy. I want him to be part of the squad moving forward. Michael Massey or Macy, I think it's Massey. We'll go with Massey, but not bad. Power numbers aren't gonna be there, but you know what? Not too shabby. I'll take that. Drew Waters B potential. Ooh, okay. We might have something here from the former Braves prospect. All right, that's the season. Let's see who wins the World Series. Astros defeat the Mets. And now, let's see what we're going to do with exclusive negotiations really quick as Zach Greinke retires. So, no Keller, no Chapman, no Garrett, no JBJ, no Matt Duffy. All right, it was pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to pick up any of them. And then now, I might add Cruz. I might add Klein. Definitely going to add Lacey. We don't want to lose him. Bump him up to AAA as well at 24. He probably should have been in AAA the whole time. Let's see here. What do we think? Like, Melendez can stay in right. I'm okay with that. Catcher first, third for Michael Garcia. Like, I want him in the team. Those hitting numbers, I feel like maybe another half season in AAA. Like, I know he's with the squad at the major league level, but maybe another half season in AAA, maybe get him closer to those 60 contact versus right and left. So maybe like a stopgap third baseman, someone a little bit older that's a little bit better than Dozier. Let's see, he could probably play second base for us. And then, so yeah, maybe Michael Massey can play second base. So maybe a stopgap third baseman, and then potentially like a DH too. Because I kind of like the rest of the team. I didn't think they were terrible. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. And then Yarbrough's probably gonna go. I'm not gonna offer him arbitration. I gotta trade Jordan Lyles though. Let's trade him really quick and let's get whatever we can. All right, let's start season 2. We're in the off season, and let me talk to you about the moves that I made. So obviously we had the trade, and then through free agency we have Nick Senzel, Pablo Cortez, Carlos Garcia, both like 40 overalls. I just need a couple relievers to fill out the roster. Otto Lopez, Shane Cabrera, and Tim Baker. I'll show you Shane Cabrera because he has B potential. He was sitting in free agency. I figured I'd pick him up. Joe Waddell to a 2-year club option. We'll see what happens with him. Austin Meadows for a year. Espinal for a season, and then we've got Frankie Montas on a 2-year club option, 14 mil each season. Blake Trinan on a 1-year deal, Michael Givens on a 1-year deal, Martin Perez on a 1-year deal for 15 mil, and then Jordan Montgomery on a 2-year $25 million deal, so about 12.5 per season. So a lot of money invested on 3 pitchers, but I feel, or like 3 starters, but I feel like they could potentially be trade pieces come the deadline. And I think that's it for free agency. So looking at the team currently, you can kind of see what our starting rotation looks like. I might even have like maybe something like this. I might try that. We'll see how it goes. Potentially it could go well, potentially it could go badly. And then this is what our bullpen currently looks like. For now, lineup wise, I'm still kind of tinkering with the way I want to order it, but Austin Meadows kind of slots in here. Melendez, we've got Michael Massey, Drew Waters. We got a lot of lefties right here, so I feel like I kind of need to shake this up a little bit. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to do something like, maybe something like this. Maybe something like this. I don't feel great about it, but yeah. And then we've got Espinal, Eaton, Lopez, Prado, and then Franmil. I don't know if I really want Prado up here. Who else could I have up instead? Because like I kind of want Prado in AAA to get like those ABs. So I guess I could have. I did sign Otto Lopez. I guess I could call him up. Or I forgot to mention Caden Wallace is like the number 5 prospect for the Royals, along with what's his name, Nick Lofton. I believe is the number 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly what he is. So I'm just kind of seeing maybe Isbell comes up. I don't really need another outfielder though. I guess Eaton can play the infield too. Maybe a catcher. Is there a catcher in free agency that I can sign? Since technically Melendez is not going to be playing catcher. Martin Maldonado. I mean, we're going to be bad anyways. We might as well stink it up on the field. All right, that's going to be the team. That's gonna be the squad. We're gonna rock like this. Sure, last minute addition of Martin Maldonado. Again, we're probably going to be pretty bad, but I feel like we're starting to see some growth. Perez has got 2 more years on his deal after this year, so I'm probably going to be in the market for a catcher sometime soon. He's also 33. He's probably going to start to regress, so I got to be kind of smart about it. So let's see how the season goes. I'll see you guys at the end of or probably trade deadline. All right, I have 2 players extra on the 40-man. I have 42 instead of 40, and I already have a couple players on waivers. I have the maximum amount of players on waivers, so I can't put them off the 40-man, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do a little dump to the Orioles. I'm going to take this guy. He's not going to be any good. So hopefully he doesn't get added to the 40-man. We should be good now. Yeah, 40 exactly. All right, now we're good. All right, I'm at the deadline. I'm going to pick up Brian De La Cruz, someone that I don't think I've really ever picked up. They're not using him in the majors, and at AAA, he's actually doing fairly well. And I'm going to get rid of like just a couple players that I'm not going to use them. So let's get a new outfielder. All right, for Blake Trinan, who's off to a really good start this year. He's aging. He's going to regress. I'm going to get Zach Thompson and Bryson Motts from the Cardinals. I think two decent relievers for us. This shouldn't work, but I'm going to get Shane Baz of the Rays for Michael Givens, Daniel Lynch, and John Rave. Sure, why not? I'm going to get Anderson Espinoza and Ryan Weathers for Martin Perez, who's got like a 5 ERA. All right, I'm going to trade Nicky Lopez because the Angels just love a guy who can't hit but can play the field really well. And Jordan Montgomery, we're going to pick up their highly rated closer who walks a lot of people, and Ben Joyce, and sure, Luis Rengifo. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm going to get a catching prospect, Ethan Salas. He's like 18, 19 years old in real life. We're going to pick him up for Scott Barlow, and I'm going to need a reliever now. So there's that. I'm also going to get rid of Stallman because he's going to regress, and I already know that's going to happen. So I'm going to find another reliever, and then I think that's it. I know I went a little crazy this window, but I feel like it was definitely needed. So Matt Brash, I think I'm going to pass on that. Let's see what else we got here. Ooh, I was looking at a Cubs reliever, and it wasn't who you think it was. It was Brandon Hughes, just in case we need a lefty. And you know what? I'm going to pick up another catching prospect. And then what I'll do here is I will send you Tim Baker, who we just drafted. Just kidding. This was the guy I meant to show you. B potential 55 overall that we signed in free agency that I forgot to mention. Let's see here. Is he on the 40-man? He is. He's not really doing much down there. So let's trade him, and then Peyton Wilson will also send there. There we go. All right, this is currently the team now. I'm gonna see how Montas finishes the year. He's not doing well, but we've got the club option, so I want to see how he does. Maybe he can help us out, maybe somewhere in the middle of the rotation next year. We've got Singer, we've got Boz, we've got Lacey, we got Bubic. We're going to call him Chris because I'm going to flip-flop between 97 of them anyway. So Ryan Weathers, we've got so many lefties. I didn't think about that, but Josh Taylor does have deep potential, so he's probably not going to improve too much more. And then a couple other relievers that we've got going on there. Lineup wise, I like the acquisition of De La Cruz. I like the pickup of, who else did we get? Renifo, who's going to mash lefties, hopefully. And then we've got Michael Garcia called up. And then I'm keeping my eye on a couple others. We're going to see what Meyer does. Meyer. It's Meyer. We're going to see what Prado does. I forgot to mention that I signed Nick Senzel. He's mashing in AAA right now. We've got Joe Waddell, who's kind of pretty bad. And then who else? Gavin Cross is another one. And then Caden Wallace. We're going to keep our eye on him because he looks like he's developing quite nicely. That's it. All right, here's Series 2's draft really quick. We've got Ezra from Mexico. 6'4", 21 years old. I don't know why I'd like pause there. Ezra, 84 potential, looks pretty decent. We've got Douglas with 76 potential. 80 potential for this closer, Peter Akita. We'll call him Peter. Acevedo, really low rated. Urban, really low rated. And Carpenter, really low rated. So we ain't going to be seeing any of these guys, but potentially we could see Peter. Peter's a pretty good pickup here. I'm liking this one. And then potentially Ezra. And we've already got our first year picks that were like high 60s. So we're looking good. A little bit worse than last year. I mean, like literally a little bit worse. What was that? 1 game difference? Yeah. So league leaders, Bobby Witt with triples. Once again, he had 15 awards. What do we got going on here? Seager, MVP, along with Austin Riley, Walker Buehler, and Shane McClanahan are your Cy Young winners. And then you've got Kirk and Freddie Freeman as the batting title winners. Next up, reliever of the year, Doval wins it for the 2nd time in a row, and Andres Munoz wins it on the AL side. Rookie of the year goes to Tristan Casas and Eduardo Valdez of the Reds. He was not bad. Okay, let's take a look at our team because I'm going to assume things kind of floated around a little bit. So Ryan Weathers pitched 50 innings, was good. Yes, give me more of that. We got to keep an eye on Bryson Motts. Who else? I know Jose Cuas was like a crazy story. I believe he was like delivering for like UPS or something like that. And then made the Royals team. He's just too low rated for us to use him, sadly. I wish I could use him. I just don't want to like tamper with it, mess with his rating or anything like that. So we'll keep him on the team. He just probably won't feature. Josh Taylor, not too bad. Once again, deep potential though. So I'm a little worried. I just don't know what to do with him. I'm afraid he's just going to tank one season. Brandon Hughes was pretty solid. Zach Thompson, yikes. I'm going to need him to turn things around next year. Taylor Clark wasn't too bad when he came in to finish off the season. Steven Cruz, and then Dylan Coleman, who I made the closer after we traded our other relievers. And his speed potential, we'll see what we can do. He's probably going to end up being in the middle relief, and we'll go get a true closer ourselves. Frankie Montas is definitely struggling. I think for 14 mil, we'll probably pick up the option just so that we have another pitcher. We'll see. Brady Singer is also struggling quite a bit, even worse than last year. Shane Baz, gross, not good. Asa Lacy, don't want to see that either. How did Chris do? Yeah, rounded off with another 5 ERA. Why not? All right, Espinal only faced lefties, and he wasn't great. So we'll probably not pick him back up. Nick Eaton was okay. On-base percentage is a little low, but as a platoon guy, I'm okay with that. Renifo, not what you want to see. We'll give him another attempt next year. I think we've got arbitration. We'll have to wait and see. Senzel got called up. Prado got called up, but didn't get any at bats. So that means who was sent down? Austin Meadows was terrible. He was so bad. He just didn't do anything, which is really disappointing. And then Michael Massey also was pretty bad too. So we'll keep that in mind moving forward. De La Cruz, yeah. This might be our leadoff guy versus righties. I'm liking this. Bobby Witt Jr., we need that on base percentage a little higher, but not too bad at all. I mean, 40 doubles, 15 triples, and 15 home runs. Like, that's pretty good. Vinny Pasquantino was very good. You know, Salvi, putting up Salvi numbers. Yadi, no potential and overalls going down. Not what I wanted to see, but he still had a good season. Melendez potential went down, which is also a huge bummer. It's just everybody's falling apart apparently. Olivares was better. Was he? I don't know. Not really. Michael Garcia was kind of tough to judge, and then Drew Waters is actually kind of nice. Like, low-key kind of nice. Like, he might need to get moved up in the lineup based on his numbers here, or we could just keep him as the best 9-hitter in baseball. We'll figure something out. The Mets defeat the Rangers. I believe that's back-to-back for them. And Martin Maldonado retires, which is expected. He was pretty bad. Okay, I'm going to pick up this option because I think he can help us out just a little bit, and 3.5 mil is not that much. On second thought, I'm going to decline this because I feel like we might be able to find a similar pitcher, like money-wise, that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to let Austin Meadows walk as well because he was pretty terrible. I was kind of hoping he could have provided some, like, a little bit of oomph in the lineup. Didn't do that. Okay, so our 40 man's going to get a little tight here. So I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, probably get rid of some of these guys. So, like, man, I said I was going to keep him. I'm going to release him so he's not on the 40 man. Oh, all right. I'll just take him off the 40 man since we have him signed up. I'm gonna have to clean this up a lot. I'm gonna have to make some decisions here because we're gonna start getting a little tight on the 40 man, and I want to start to improve this team. So I might even make a trade or two depending on how things look. So let me see what we can do. I definitely want to improve the pitching. I want to get like a top starter. Potentially add like a really good bullpen arm, probably to replace Taylor Clark, and then also probably to replace Josh Taylor. But now his potential went up to C. Okay, maybe we give him another chance. At 32 years old though, we'll figure it out. And then lineup wise, I think, man, who's been letting us down? Melendez, to be honest, and even Olivares hasn't been great. Maybe I can find an outfielder that hits lefties kind of nice, and then we'll go from there. So let's see what we can do for season 3. All right, season 3, we're going to probably leave it for now. I'll show you the team that we've got. We brought in Soroka, a guy who in real life is battling injuries and coming off of a season last year where he wasn't the best. I was able to pick him up for 15 mil, and I think that's a pretty decent deal. So he's going to slide in right at the top of my rotation. We've got Singer, Chris, Baz, and Asa Lacy. We've got too many lefties in the bullpen, but I'm going to rock with it anyways. We're going to see how it goes. Probably going to go terribly. We do have a couple relievers that I'm going to keep my eye on. We've got Brent, Hernandez, we've got Motts, we've got Peter, we've got Joyce, Cruz, Klein. Like, we've got some decent relievers. We'll see how it goes. Ballesteros and Salas, we'll see how they develop over the next couple seasons. Hitting wise, they're probably not going to be that good because they're almost identical. So we'll see how they do, but realistically, we have Salvi, we have Melendez, we're pretty good there. Prado and Pasquantino, we've got Renifo, Massey, Yandy for probably this year, and then Caden Wallace might come up at the deadline. Just really depends on how players play. Witt, Michael Garcia, Olivares, De La Cruz, Waters, and Senzel. And then Margot was a new signing. I got him for 5 mil. I needed somebody that hit lefties, and that's what he does. So that's the team. So I'll show you the lineup really quickly because we've seen the rotation. This is the team. Realistically, if things aren't going good at all, I'm just gonna probably start getting rid of some players. We'll see. Like, Olivares is kind of on his last legs, could potentially get traded. Honestly, I might take him out versus lefties because he's not that, even though he's got the power versus lefties, he's not that great versus lefties. Or you know what? I'll leave it. We're gonna rock like this. I have a good feeling about this team, and if it doesn't, and if the feeling goes away and we suck, we'll blow it up. So remember the guy we got from the Orioles, like season 1? We're gonna trade him to the Braves for Ozzy Albies along with Yandy Diaz. So there we go. All right, so we finished 500, which I was kind of hoping for a little bit better, but you'll see why we weren't that good. Aaron Judge and Austin Riley are the MVPs. Ohtani with the Giants now wins Cy Young, along with Walker Buehler, who's changed teams, gone to the Guardians. Corey Seager, Tyler Stevenson have the batting title, and then Doval for the 3rd straight year wins reliever of the year, and then Andrew Chafin with the Rays. We've got Jack Leiter, rookie of the year, along with Jimmy Patrick. Okay, almost hit 300. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so you'll see why. Our starters, Soroka was fantastic. He was unbelievable. But then Brady Singer still just can't put it together. I don't know what it is. It's got to be the hits. He's just allowing way too many hits. That's definitely got to be the issue. Chris, solid, right? Yikes. Yeah. And then also not good either. So we definitely need a starter. And it's nothing against these 4, but we need a starter. Weathers was good. Weathers was solid. I like to see this. Potentially might move him into like this role here. They sent down Zach Thompson, who had a very solid season. Like this is someone that I'd probably want back in my bullpen. We do have Ben Caderna. He looks okay. I just don't think he's ready. Realistically, I don't think any of our pitcher prospects are ready. We do have a couple bullpen arms too. Peter's probably the most ready out of them all. And then we've got Brandon Hughes, who wasn't bad, but we just have a lot of lefties, and we're kind of in a tough spot. Like I haven't even used this guy, and I probably should be. So that's kind of an oversight on me. Espinoza wasn't terrible. I do think he could be a piece to trade this offseason. We do have him signed up, so we'll see what we can do there. Lucas Sims was fantastic in the setup role. I'm glad that we have him on a 2-year deal. Forgot to mention that it was a 2-year deal. Steven Cruz did not pitch. And then Dylan Coleman, again, pretty solid. So realistically, like if we trade Espinoza for a righty, right, we do have a couple relievers that we could turn to. Like Zach Thompson's going to definitely be called back up, right? Like that's a move that we're going to do. I sent down Josh Taylor because he was atrocious. But Peter comes up, and so does Thompson. So Peter, that's going to be Thompson's spot. We're going to have Brent's still available that we could try to trade. I think with Peter and Thompson here, like we're looking pretty solid bullpen wise. I just think we need a starter. What it comes down to, we just need to have better pitching. Who did they send down? Michael Massey, I thought was pretty good this year. Yeah, he was solid. Olivares got sent down. 280 average, just the on base percentage is a little low. Otherwise, I think that's a pretty decent year. So I'm pretty excited about that. Gavin Cross is like slowly developing. I just need it to be a little bit quicker. Also, his fielding stats are kind of carrying him a little bit. Other than that, I don't really see potential. What? Why? What is Salas up to? He's in single A. That is true. Okay. Margot versus lefties. I'm probably going to try to bring him back because like I'm okay with that. Coming off the bench versus lefties, that's exactly what I want. Michael Garcia is probably on his way out. We gave him 100 at bats last year. I gave him 80 games this year. He's just not doing it for me. And he's just not developing hitting wise, which is a big bummer. Melendez versus lefties only this year was a completely different animal. I think we just got to have him versus lefties, which is super disappointing, but I think that's just what's going to have to happen. Eaton didn't really get a chance. Renifo only faced lefties, and sadly, it just didn't work out, which sucks, but that's just how it is. And then Senzel, starting wise, Brian De La Cruz was still very solid. We got him for another year at least, so that's good to see. Bobby Witt, we got to get that on base percentage up. Otherwise, he's looking solid. I like to see that. Vinny Pasquantino, power numbers went down a little bit, and by power numbers, yeah, his slugging just dipped a little bit. Salvi is starting to regress, so we got to keep an eye on that. Ozzy, we'll get good numbers from Ozzy. I'm not worried. Caden Wallace got called up, and I will take that. That is a good start to his career. His numbers look pretty decent, so we'll see what he could do for us at third base. Nick Prado, 17 home runs. I only have him versus righties, so I need him to do some damage for us. Drew Waters' potential went back down to C. And the season's not bad, right? We do have arbitration, but I think I'm going to look for a big name center fielder this offseason. Just because, I feel like we've seen kind of his cap. And his cap is not bad, right? 25 home runs, 800 OPS, like 330, 340 on base percentage. He's solid, right? But I feel like we need to elevate this team. And with De La Cruz here, we've got Witt, we've got Vinny. Ozzy also, I'm not really, this is not really going to be the order. Salvi, we've got one more season before he's a free agent. Wallace moves down here, what is this? What position is this? Left field? Ooh, left field's kind of a question mark too. Oh, Olivares got sent down, even though he wasn't bad either, but he wasn't good. So I guess I could look for a right fielder or a left. I could look for any sort of outfielder realistically to kind of bump up this team. Because Melendez is only going to face lefties. That's just how it's going to be. Okay, so I need any sort of outfielder to kind of boost up this team a little bit. Because again, we do have Olivares, who I don't think is bad, but again, it's just it's not good, right? So we'll sort this out. We'll figure it out. What is Drew Waters better against? Probably righties. So he faces righties, Olivares faces righties, De La Cruz faces righties, and then maybe we just get like a crazy lefty hitting outfielder, kind of something like a Margot to help us out, and we platoon it, or we just get a crazy good starter, and then we have like Margot and Olivares off the bench. We'll figure something out, and we also need a pitcher. So let's get into the offseason. Season 4 is coming up. Who wins the World Series? The Guardians defeat the Braves. And let's see here. Retired players, nobody from us. Scherzer and Verlander retired together. Senzel, I don't think we need. You know, like, we gave him a chance off the bench. He was meh. I thought maybe he could just kind of be like a platoon situation for us. And didn't really need him in the end. If I'm going to go for a big name outfielder, I'm going to hold off on Margot just now. I do think he could be a valuable piece for us, but I am going to let go of Renifo, sadly. I was really hoping he would have been good versus lefties, and he wasn't. All right, I'm going to add those players. Who is the outfielder that I'm going to go for? Probably Kyle Tucker. Cedric Mullins is also a possibility. I do need somebody that hits lefties, though. And it doesn't really look like... I guess Kyle Tucker makes the most sense, even though he regressed slightly. But I think it's going to be Kyle Tucker, which I guess it works. I guess I could still bring back Margot, too. Because then we'd have, like, Nick Eaton's cool and all, but I think we go Margot, Melendez, Olivares off the bench. We bring in another middle infielder, and then we're set. I think we've got it sorted. And then starting pitching-wise, we'll either trade for one or we'll sign one. All right, let's talk about this team. Kyle Tucker obviously came in. We signed him up. Big deal. Yeah, 21 mil for the next, next few years. Still got Salvi, still got Ozzy. And the rest of the team kind of self-explanatory. I mean, we've kind of built up a decent team here, switched up a couple players, allowed some of our youngsters to kind of work their way into the team, and you can kind of see what we're rocking with here. Pitching-wise, I'm going to rock with 2 long relievers this year, see if that kind of helps us out. And then I brought in Michael Kopech, who is actually coming off of a couple decent seasons. Let's see what happens. But he was kind of an affordable option, 15 mil. I thought it kind of worked out with what we've got going on here. I might even go something like this. Weathers, Klein, Peter, Thompson, Lucas Sims, and Dylan Coleman. We still actually have money in the budget. We've got 20 mil in the budget. A lot of money comes off the books after this year. Salvi being a big one. I brought back Yandy Diaz. I thought with that bat off the bench is a huge help. And then we still got Massey, we still got Melendez, we still got Drew Waters. I think this is a pretty good team. I think we've actually done a pretty good job of like kind of switching things up, getting some different players than we normally do too. Like never have I ever, gotten Brian De La Cruz. I don't remember the last time I traded for Ozzy Albies. Maybe this year. Maybe. Maybe. I don't remember now. It's all starting to blur together, but it's an interesting squad. We're ranked 7th. We might be onto something. We won the division 90-72, taking on the winner of the wild card. So we're going to be taking on the winner of the Rangers and the Tigers. Okay, league leaders, we had the most saves with Dylan Coleman. And awards-wise, Delivery Man of the Year and a couple gold gloves. All right, that's a start. Seager and Brian Reynolds are MVP winners. You've got Dylan Cease along with Tristan McKenzie as Cy Young winners. Corey Seager, Acuna are the batting title winners. Sandlin and Dylan Coleman. We talked about our own guy there. Yep, that's right. Give him the Reliever of the Year award. I'm glad we stuck with him as the closer. Dylan Dodd and Jackson Holiday are the Rookies of the Year. Okay, so I have a feeling this is going to be... Actually, it's not changed. Okay, I was wondering if they were going to like call up anybody that, could potentially get a shot. Maybe like a Brandon Hughes, like Cruz, potentially Joyce as well. I mean, look at our pitching, by the way. It looks so good. We've built this up for like a long-term rebuild. So Carlos Hernandez, 136 innings, absolutely lights out. Asa Lacy, not so much. Ryan Weathers only pitched 7 innings. We've got 23 for Will Klein, and he was pretty good. I would say he was pretty good. Peter struggled a little bit, but you know what? For a first year, 50 innings, not too bad. Zach Thompson, again, not terrible. Not terrible at all. Lucas Sims was fantastic in the setup role. And then obviously Dylan Coleman won the award for the best reliever in baseball. I'm going to need better from my starters. Like, that's a little better. That's what I'm looking for. Not that, though. Brady Singer has been atrocious. And I stuck with him hoping that he would turn things around. And none of my starters did. So we're going to have to rely on the bullpen heavily. Okay, he's moved up to a 73. Gavin Cross is up to a 75. man, his hitting stats just didn't develop as quickly as I would have hoped for, or even just like really at all, to be honest, which is super disappointing. But let's talk about our team. Yandy off the bench, just doing Yandy things. He's just hitting the ball, getting on base. Michael Garcia got 6 at bats, had 3 hits, 1 home run. Okay. Melendez, man, he's a disappointment. Yeah, like, and I don't mean that in a mean way, but in MLB The Show, he's just like not good. That's like a huge disappointment. Drew Waters, kind of killed it. We kind of limited his appearances, like a third of what he normally gets, maybe half of what he normally gets, and just was still really good, but obviously he probably could have earned a little bit more time. Brian De La Cruz, yep, that was a great pickup for us. Like, he was exactly what we needed, right at the top of the lineup, perfect. Bobby Witt, he was kind of disappointing too. That's unfortunate. Kyle Tucker though, like those numbers. Vinny, yes sir, that's what I like. Salvi, okay, contract year popping off a little bit. Ozzy, yeah, 32 home runs, I'll take that. Caden Wallace, I don't know what I was gonna say. I started with K and then I was like, what is his name? And it was Caden. Caden Wallace, actually kind of nice. Like, for a long-term rebuild, he'll be someone I keep my eye on. We've got Prado, who was okay, 23 home runs, can't complain about that. And then Olivares, pretty good. So I feel like we actually did really well with like picking the lineup. I feel like we did really solid. Let's see who we're gonna face in the postseason. Is going to be the Rangers. Let's see what they got going on for a team right now. So Bubba Thompson, they've got Tavares, Seager, Lowe, Laureano, Adolis Garcia, Semien, Young, and Heim. Bench is okay. Pitching, they've got some decent relievers. Yeah, that bullpen is nasty. Wow. Let's do it. All right, Kamar Rocker versus Soroka. Says we don't have a lineup set. What lineup would we not have set? Who got sent down? What lineup changed? Left field. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. All right, let's see how this goes. A win. Okay. One more. Ooh, nice little sweep action. Get the brooms out. Let's see who we're facing with the Guardians now. Quan Soto. Wow. Okay. Miguel Carrasco looks pretty decent. Ahmed Razar. That's a good team. Yeah. And Bueller. Oh, this one might be tough. All right. We're going to let Chris pitch game 1. Never again. All right. We win the second, lose the third. Okay. 2-2. Oh, whoa. What just happened there? All right. Let's get back to the calendar. I think I accidentally hit R1, so it started just flying through the months. We lose. We're still alive. Soroka, please. That's what I'm talking about. Taking on the Phillies in the World Series. I'm assuming they're gonna have like Harper, Castellanos. Oh no, this is okay. So still Turner, Bohm, Harper, Hoskins, Marsh, Stott, and then like Justin Crawford. Okay, he's gotten called up. Jacob Melton, Kevin Parada of the Mets. I think the offense is definitely carrying this team, but it's still a really strong team. So let's see here. Kopech for game 1, and then we'll go like that. I think that's the squad. I feel like this is a good matchup for us. Wait, the Reds made it to the NLCS. I gotta check out the Reds team. Hold on, what do we got? Gonzalez, Outman. Oh, okay. Stevenson, Vaughn, Glaber, Ellie De La Cruz. That's an interesting team. Hunter Green, Lodolo. How did they get that far? Because like that's a good team, but it's like it's not like a really good team. All right, here we go. We got to win one of the first two, and we win both, and we win the third, and we've got Chris on the mound. And let's see here. Let's rock the all blues. I'm liking that. Let's rock the all blues, the all baby blues. And man, what was their lineup? Mostly lefties and right. They got like a good like mix of both. So let's go with Chris. I don't feel good about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel good about it at all. But let's see what happens. We might be in for a treat. And a double play, okay, that's not a treat. A lefty home run, not what I want to see. A single, okay. Stop back-to-back double plays, and then Bohm goes deep, makes it 2-0. Oh boy, okay, that's a good start. I mean, we're getting hits. It's just we're not getting enough hits. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, 3 solo shots. It's 4-0. All right, maybe Chris wasn't the move. You know, maybe Chris was not the move. I need the offense to wake up. They're not doing that. They're not doing that at all. I got really greedy with Chris going through 7 there. Double play, love to see it. Go to the pitcher. Let's go Hernandez here. I don't think it really matters. Our offense is non-existent at this point. Yeah, this is super disappointing. We're gonna get shut out here. It's 5-0. Bases loaded. We get out of it. I mean, okay. Strikeout, fly out. Yeah, I mean, complete game shutout. He just completely dominated us. All right, so this time we're gonna go to maybe different. Let's wear something different. Let's wear the old school black unis. Yeah, and now let's go with Kopech. He looks like he's been having a pretty good postseason, and he starts it off with a hit by pitch, but he caught stealing. Oh, okay, and he gets out of it. There we go. We need the offense to wake up. We can't get shut out again. Can't do it. We need to win. There's a good start. Ozzy with the home run. That's what I like to see. Double play gets us out of it. Ooh, I'm feeling good. The error gets us to second. First and second with 2 outs. Kyle Tucker doesn't deliver. We gotta get more than one. Caden Wallace, the Royal prospect. That's what I'm talking about. There it is, 3-0. That's huge for us. Get a little insurance run. Kopech starting to wheel and deal. He does allow a run there, but Ozzy gets it back. Love it. Hit by pitch, and then we don't score. I'm gonna take out Kopech. He's looking a little tired. Lefty, righty, lefty. Let's go Weathers. Single, not great. Another single, not good. Strikeout. Fielder's choice. Okay, they had a big string of lefties coming up, so I felt like the lefty matchup was the best move. Let's take him out here. Let's go Klein. Yeah, there we go. A walk, a double play. Can you guys stop hitting into the double plays? All right. Dylan Coleman, I need you here. I need you to be on your A game. Good start. Great start. A double and a ground out. There we go. We win the World Series. Ozzy Albies with the 2 RBIs was just enough to win us the game. Who's the World Series MVP? Had to be, right? Had to be Salvi. Hit 435 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. You guys can see the rest of the team there. Love it. Let's take a look and see what the rotation was looking like as a whole. Kopech came to play. So did Soroka, but the rest of the guys kind of let me down. Carlos Hernandez, though, was good. Klein was good. Peter, the bullpen held it down. Dylan Coleman, he had 1 bad outing, most likely. Offense, though, Tucker, Pasquantino, Salvi, Ozzy. Hey, Caden Wallace had one home run. It was probably like his only hit, and it's all that mattered. Or was it a home run, or was it just an RBI? Either way, I mean, whatever it was exactly what we needed when we needed it. And I feel pretty happy with the team that we put together, and that's the Royals rebuild. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. Of course, check out this video right here. I definitely think you will enjoy it. It's one of my older ones, and my older ones is probably the most recent one that I uploaded before this. I hope you enjoy it. Catch you all in the next one. Peace.